So Norfield Foundation is an advocate for an inclusive community and a world where every child is loved and cared for in a family. So yun po talaga ang focus ng Norfield child, the best interest of the child.
Kathleen Dizza has left the
Our
meeting.
vision and mission
Space.
to be
Speech on
to be a
demand.
lead organization in upholding the rights of children who are neglected, abandoned, and with disabilities. So it's more on children. The mission is to ensure that children enjoy their rights through family-focused and community-based programs. So the involvement of the family and the involvement of the whole community is very essential in dealing or providing services to children. So our goals, nurture and protection, to provide quality care and protection for children, empowerment. So we provide capacity building to empower the children, their families, the communities with knowledge, relevant skills, and positive attitude to realize their rights. Usually, especially children with disabilities, the rights of children to education, to health, and others are sometimes neglect, no? Inclusion, we ensure that children have access to opportunities and services that uphold their rights. So sa education, we are advocating for an inclusive education to accept the children in school. And then innovation and sustainability. I will talk about this sustainability later. Our strategies for the child development and enabling environment. Child development is to achieve their maximum potentials. Enabling environment is to strengthen and capacitate our stakeholders. So our strategies is partnership with local government units wherein our children and their families ay nasa barangay and other stakeholders like the Department of Education, the local schools, and then multi-level training to stakeholders. So we are providing training to educators, to teachers, children, their families. And then our approach is home-based, really. So after when pandemic ay nandyan, hindi kami masyadong nahirapan sa home-based approach because 34 years ago, we are facilitating the home-based approach to children and families. We organize also the parents of the children to be the advocate for the rights of their children. Community mobilization and advocacy, we mobilize the community volunteers in every barangay. And now we are strengthening the voice of the disabled people's organization. Usually, our focus before is for children, but we are given a mandate to assist or to provide technical support to disabled people's organization in the community. So what are the programs? So the Norfield Training Center, we are providing training we are offering trainings to other stakeholders or professionals like social workers, no, mga child caring agencies regarding how to take care of their children in the institutions or facilitating case management of children in the center. Another program is the Child Care and Placement Program. So we facilitate foster care, those children who are abandoned and neglected by their biological mother. So we are looking for a family licensed by the SWD as foster care family, and they provide temporary care to children who are abandoned. The license of the foster family are being facilitated by the SWD. And then adoption, we are also facilitating adoption placement to local and foreign adoptive families, and also a liaison officer for inter-country adoption board. So nandyan po ang mga location, mga areas kung saan po nag-ooperate ang aming mga programs sa child care and placement. Another program is the Partnership for Inclusive Development. The strategic partner organization of Liliane Funds, Netherlands, that provides financial and technical support to local nonprofit and people's organizations that support children and youth with disabilities in 18 to 23 provinces. So mamaya po located, bibigay ko po sa inyo kung saan sila makikita. And then community-based inclusive development program equalizes opportunities for inclusion of children and adults of disabilities and their families to accessible and affordable, available and acceptable 4As, yet efficient services and implementation of sustainable rehabilitation program within communities. So ito po ay direct naming binibigay sa partner naming provinces, Cebu and Ilocos Sur. What are the Northfield's approaches on accessible technology and application? So before COVID, we are conducting meetings and monitoring. So nandiyan na po ang Blue Jeans, Skype. Is it okay lang po? Parang, wait lang po ha. Sir, wait lang po. Medyo...
Sure po, sure.
Slide. Okay. Repeat. Okay, these are the provinces wherein located po ang aming 23 LPOs, local partner organizations, kung saan may program for children and youth with disabilities. So as I mentioned, and then the newly created unit in charge of the following: enhancing the overall image of and branding of Northfield, advocacy, networking, and partnership building, monitoring and evaluating all the programs, services, and engagement of the organization. SMU also leads in the dissemination of information, supports in facilitating online meetings and webinars of Northfield at this time of COVID, and then also supports in the resource mobilization activities of Northfield.
Ma'am Clarice, sorry to cut you.
Yes.
Paki-share po ulit yung video, yung pong presentation, yung PowerPoint po.
Okay. Hindi po nakikita, sir?
Hindi po.
Wait lang. Okay. Yeah. Okay na,
Go,
sir?
yeah, thank you po.
Okay. So, ito na po yan.
Yes
So,
po, sige,
Norfield
go ma'am.
initiatives before COVID. So, conducts of meeting. Nandyan na po ang Facebook or Messenger, Skype, WhatsApp, and Blue Jeans. Usually, yung Blue Jeans and WhatsApp ay minomobilize namin. Ito ang nagpa-facilitate sa aming partner sa Liliani Foundation in Netherlands. And then financial reporting, accounting system, the NetSuite program. And then of course, reports and other communication, technology na rin, Yahoo and Gmail. So these are the initiatives before COVID through technology. And then sa school naman, before COVID, we facilitated the capacity building to educators, no, before COVID. So face-to-face lahat yan, and our participants receiving teachers, the district supervisors, the principals, SPED teachers, and ALS personnel. So on the different modules and topics. So ito po yung mga pictures ng mga participants namin. And then, na-mention ko kanina that before COVID, we are providing home-based approach. Though before COVID, still yung Facebook or Messenger ang gamit namin. So our home program is we are providing notebooks with some pictures or drawings. So detailed instructions to parents and families. The main facilitator or implementer of the activities and lessons at home. So ang home base namin is only parang ito ay gateway to inclusive education, to enter to school, to kindergarten, etc. So talagang early intervention, early detection ang approach ng Norfield. That's why we are mobilizing the BHW for survey and assessment of cases in every barangay. And then during pandemic, so syempre, the office closed, work stopped, the activities postponed. So mga face-to-face seminar, project monitoring, and local partner organization monitoring, and then yung school ay closed. So ano naman ang initiative ng Norfield? So sa early ECQ last March to April, we provided different strategies, no? Meron din kaming parang adapted na yun, unconditional cash transfer. Ito'y inclusive kasi not only with families of children with disabilities, we also provide unconditional cash transfer to other families na hindi na-reach ng government sa kanilang SAP. And then we continue providing home visits, pero ito ay sa Kalinga province. So naka-PPE ang aming local partner organization. And then of course information dissemination and other relief goods. And to school, to support the blended learning in school, we provided support to bond papers, no, and then other health materials para sa kanilang school. Yan. So sa amin naman staff, hindi pwedeng wala kami. So syempre na-stop ang work, pero tuloy pa rin ang work sa office through work from home scheme. So there are alternative work arrangement, and then provision of quarters to staff, and then vehicle, no, and then internet or load allowance and others. And then again, intensify the use of technology, pero as pagtagal ng ECQ, MECQ at sari-saring Q ay nadagdag po ito Google Meet or Zoom or Teams, and yung pag-utilize ng Google Drive sa mga documents na medyo mabigat ng kaunti. So hindi kasi siya ma-facilitate minsan ng Yahoo and Gmail. So mas maganda sa Google Drive ang mga documents na mabigat. So again, yung technology, all our partners, our local partners are using this technology. And then we supported the local partners and to selected parents, those that are malayo sa kabihasnan. So we choose families na bigyan ng cellphone, or we are lucky na National Council on Disability Affairs provided 10 tablets to 10 children. And then we support the purchase of laptops and mobiles and smart TV to our local partner organization to facilitate the continuation of the provision of different interventions, the participation and attendance to webinar. And then of course, siyempre sabihin nila, meron kami nito pero wala naman kaming load. So we also facilitated the support, no? Para makabili sila ng Globe at Home or PLDT. Hindi po ito, hindi po ako nagko-commercial, pero ito yung usually po na aming ginagamit or ini-introduce sa aming local partners. So, para sa load allowance, especially to parents who cannot afford or yung pang-load to attend webinar or mga trainings online. So we are providing cash load, no, through GCash, Paymaya or Palawan Express, kung ano po yung available sa kanilang locality. Minimal fee lang naman po yan. And of course, technology pa rin ang ginagamit sa different capacity buildings. Merong face-to-face training sa areas that are modified GCQ, and the LGU are allowing them na up to 10 participants. So may one-on-one training din, and then clustering. Clustering, ito po yung halimbawa po ay 10 participants, so ay 30 participants in the different areas. So target na ang number of participants na 30 in 3 areas, for example. So these are the pictures of our blended learn training. And then talagang hindi naman bago ang meeting ng staff and meeting ng aming local partner organization, no? Sa continue pa rin ang pag-monitor sa kanila. And then this is new, the telehealth because not only consultation. So there's the doctor, our medical consultant, Dr. Fermalo and Dr. Alexis Reyes, counseling to parents and families. And of course, nandun na rin sa venue ay minamaximize namin to provide intervention. to families, monitoring ng intake ng medicines of the children, etc. And then through our SMU unit, as early as April, Norfield facilitated the conduct of survey to know the situation of children with disabilities in the context of COVID. And we were able to generate 41,000 respondents all over the Philippines, including indigenous communities and children with disabilities themselves answered the survey. So, yan po. And then, yan. May sa Down syndrome din po. So, ito po yung mga na-come up na result ng survey. Provision of gadgets or smartphone or computers, access to stable internet. So, yan. And then, tuloy pa rin ang aming mga activities. For example, the celebration of NDPR Week, no? Norfield facilitated the Down Syndrome Fun Day through Zoom. So, meron kami diyang bugtong-bugtong and then contest ng mga bata. Yan. Also, because of pandemic, we facilitated yung 3 short courses on handling or facilitating therapeutic intervention or other related problems to children with cerebral palsy. So 3 sessions po ito, 3 hours a day, 3 days. So attended ito ng mga parents of children with cerebral palsy. So ito po ay in partnership with UNICEF and Physician for Peace. Another activity that we facilitated is the art and disability. No? So tuloy ang aming mga activities despite of pandemic because of technology, through technology. Ito regular, we sponsor the weekly webinar called Inclination every Wednesday. We provided professional fee to interpreters during the webinar every Wednesday of Inclination. And then we also facilitated webinar protecting CWDs with COVID-19 against COVID-19. So in partnership again with UNICEF and Physician for Peace. So ito po yung kanina lang na umaga, no? Just this morning, sharing of father of children and youngsters with disabilities, facilitated by UNICEF and Physician for Peace again. So 6 fathers share their experiences on how to care, no, their children. So some of their children ay adults, some graduate na sa college, etc. Yan. Our major partners and donors, ito po yan. Okay. So, yun lang po ang part ng Norfield na programs and services, mobilizing technology. Thank you po.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Clarice Petesio, for your generosity of sharing something about your institution. Truly, your institution is a bridge that connects the gap between DepEd and, of course, our needy children with LSENS. I hope you could spend more time for us to respond to some questions, but basically based from my feed, most are comments and commendations. And
Yes.
would you believe, ma'am,
Yes.
we are able to reach as far as Agusan del Sur and
Wow.
far-flung schools in the Visayas and Mindanao. And
Yeah.
in fact, they are congratulating both of you speakers this afternoon.
Thank
So I will
you.
be asking my partner, Sir Vic Emerson Sidanao, whether he has already gathered questions that can be thrown to both of you. So Kuya Vic, take it away.
Si Alan.
Thank you, Mama Owen. Thank you, Ma'am Clarissa and Ma'am Angel. Ma'am Angel, while there are no questions that was asked by our participants, but there are some comments that I would like to read para po sa atin. According to Sir Amerito Apita, the topics discussed is very timely and related to the new normal in education. Marami pong salamat. And according to Ma'am Fidela Navarro Cipriano, sabi po ni Ma'am Fidela, Norfield has maximized its programs and services in many different ways, especially to learners with disability. And there are still many
Thank you.
comments commending us and thanking us for this webinar and thanking both our speakers for sharing their knowledge and expertise in this webinar. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Thank you very much, Sir Vic Emerson Danao. And of course, once again, I'm repeating my thanks to Ma'am Clarice and to the institution where she belongs. I
Sir
hope our
Alan.
partnership shall not end from here.
Sir Alan, maybe this is the start of our partnership with your office, the Department of Education. We are looking forward to support our teachers, especially in the local schools. How are we going to provide support to them now that our students are in school, are are at home? So gusto naming makipag partner para maabot. Kasi ang reach ng Norfield ay to 25 provinces pa lang and
Okay.
selected local government units. So we
Mm.
are very happy to reach out to more children, especially in the barangays. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much, ma'am, no? Sa tingin ko po, we can do that. Willing din po si Bookshare na ano po, siguro makakagawa po tayo ng maganda-gandang project po para po sa ating mga learners with disabilities po, no? So, this is the good start. Salamat po.
Salamat po.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I researched the location of your office. Tama po ba nasa Mother Ignacia ang Norfield, Philippines? Ma'am, nakaano po kayo? Nakamute kayo, ma'am.
Norfield Foundation Building or Office located at number 16 Mother Ignacia Street, corner Roses Avenue, Quezon City.
Thank you very much po, Ma'am Clarice. And Sir
Yes.
Big, do we have another question o wala na po? By the way, let me announce that as of 2:45 p.m., let me finish first, Kuya Vic, no? As of 2:45 p.m., our presentation or our FB live streaming has reached 1.5 viewers. We have 1.9 reactions and 1.3 comments and 232 shares. So, Kuya Vic, anything?
Wala na pong questions. We can proceed to the closing program.
Okay. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, of course, in behalf of SID-BLD DepEd, we are more than grateful for the generosity and time extended by our two resource persons this afternoon. And sana po ipagdamutan nyo ang aming munting nakayanan. And we are giving you virtually our certificate of recognition. And please allow me to read the text of the certificate. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, DepEd Complex, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City, awards the certificate of recognition to, sorry, hindi na to kuya, Ma'am
Yeah.
Clarissa F. Pistachio, for serving as resource person on the topic, no, it's wrong. Could you please present the other one? On the topic of Northfield, Philippines. Next one, please. Kuya, another certificate pa. Sorry po, medyo hinahanap po yung certificate.
Okay lang.
Next po. Kanina kahapon to. Talaga po medyo nakakaroon tayo ng mga technical glitches. So ang challenge po, we are working apart. I am from Santa Rosa, Clarice. Santa Rosa, Laguna.
Thank you.
Okay. Ma'am, we regret to say that your certificates are not yet ready. But eventually, we will be calling you maybe anytime today and we will be forwarding the certificate. With that, thank you very much, Ma'am Clarice and Ma'am Aji Angeles, for your time and your generosity in your technical expertise to our listeners. With that, so, to the last part of our proceed to the last part of our day, and that would be our closing remarks coming from Level 3 Bureau of Learning Delivery. Let me call in Dr. Lito Palomar.
Good afternoon po sa lahat. Good afternoon, Sir Owen and the team.
Po, sir.
Good afternoon po, and to our viewers and dun sa mga listeners, good afternoon po sa atin. May request Sir Rick to please present that short making. So first, let me greet all of you. Tashi Delay. Tashi Delay is a Tibetan phrase which means I honor the greatness in you. I consider everyone present here today great people, and so I honor that greatness in all of us. First, I would like to congratulate the Bureau of Learning Delivery, the Student Inclusion Division, headed by the very active Chief Dr. Jose Tuginayo, for a job well done. And I would also like to congratulate the special education team. Kudos sa ating lahat. Tasha delay also to our patugots from the curriculum and instruction strand, headed by our dynamic Undersecretary Diosdado San Antonio, our Assistant Secretary Alma Rubitorio, and Director for Leila Ariola. Tasha delay to our partners, Northfield Foundation and Bookshare Organization, for making this webinar possible. Yes po, mga moms, we are looking forward to working with you or establishing a partnership with you in the future. Tashi delay to our competent speakers. We're looking forward to that, ma'am, talaga. Malaking tulong po siya para sa ating learners. So Tashi delay also to our competent speakers for sharing their insights, their expertise and experiences. We have learned a lot from you. I personally learned something new also. Since I'm also a parent, I think I can apply all the valuable inputs I've gained today. So again, thank you very much. Passionately to our participants, thank you very much for tuning in and engaging actively in our webinar. A salute for taking your time to unlearn, to relearn, and learn something new, of course. Specifically on bridging the gap in technology for learners with disability under the new normal. In closing, I'd like to share with you a quote from the book, next slide please, of Barry Beers entitled Learning Driven Schools. And this is from the study of Collins, From Good to Great in 2001. Next slide please. In the study, Collins quoted, "Great companies are like great buses." Next slide. The challenge is to get the right people on the bus and the wrong people off the bus. Next. When the right people are on the bus, we have to make sure that they are on the right seat. Next. And when the right people are on their right seats, we have to figure out where together where to drive it. Next slide. So what are the salient points of this study? That in our organization, we all have the wrong people. I'm not talking about people per se, but inputs, behaviors, and attitudes towards working together for a common goal. Whatever energy we provide, we imbibe, the whole organization absorbs. The right people means you being the participants, being the speakers, being the organizers. We have to have a certain amount of reflection that why are we here in time of pandemic? Why are we participating in this webinar in time of pandemic? Why are we sharing our inputs in time of pandemic? We have to reflect. And that leads us to our right seat. We have to know, we have to look into the inputs, we have to look into our roles if we are on the right seat, because that will provide us an, a deeper sense of purpose. And we have to have that right sense of purpose in mind so that we add value to what we do and we add value to whatever we contribute to the organization. Especially yung time ngayon na pandemic, I know madami ng mga webinars na nakikita natin, and at times parang susuko na talaga tayo, but we say that being people in our right seat, pwedeng mapagod, pwedeng magpahinga, pero hindi tayo susuko because we know that these are for the learners with um, disability. And of course, at the end of the day, all our inputs, all our resources, and all our efforts should gear towards driving to the right direction para walang sayang. No? Madami man yung ginagawa natin, but we know that this is geared towards a certain purpose, geared towards a certain goal. Next slide, please. So a challenge for us, for all of us, probably takeaways to reflect on before we end this seminar is to ask ourselves, are we on the right bus? Are we still considering the Department of Education as the right bus for all of us? Do we still believe in the nobility of the profession? Are you the right person for this bus? Having that position, having the coordinatorship, having that responsibility, are you the right person for this bus? And having the responsibility, are you doing it right? Are you on your right seat? And of course, lastly, are we sure that we are still going on our right direction? And taking all note of all of this will give us again that added value which we call love. Because if we put love as an added value to what we do, we can never feel tired at all. Again, good afternoon to everyone and thank you for your participation. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Sir Dito, for that very awesome words. And gusto
Thank
kong
you.
dagdagan, kumopya ako sa thought ni then President Ronald Reagan that runs like this: we can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. With that, I would
Yes.
like to say thank you very much to all of you and to the people who are still watching over FB live streaming. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and stay safe and healthy. Don't forget to evaluate our training for this afternoon, and we are now posting or flashing the training evaluation link Sana po nakikita nyo ito, http:// So we are expecting that you would evaluate us for us to see whether the things that we have been doing at our division would really address the pressing needs of our client at the moment. With that, once again, I'm repeating my thanks to Ma'am Clarice and Ma'am Aji. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and to my colleagues at SID BLD. This is your Mario saying good afternoon, have a beautiful rest, and see you again next week. Thank you very much. This finally closes our 2-day training on bridging the gap and beyond new normal in the education of LWDs through technology. Once again, thank you, and I love you all.